What's going on, guys? No guys here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to go with mistakes that gold players make that elite players do not. And one of the first questions I get asked is, how do you defend corners effectively? Now the first way to defend them, people always ask me, given the fact that I have fullbacks, in this example the reason why I chose this one, because you have Gomez, someone who's 5'5". Now if you try to put Gomez in this position over here and a person crosses it, let's say CR7's over there, Gomez will lose and your opponent will score every single time. Most of the time when the ball goes to the back post, the goalkeeper normally has control over that, and most of the time it doesn't really go in. The main danger area is around this area. So how do you neutralize it? Well, you can, if you want to, try to move someone out of position, but it doesn't really work because most of the time your opponent has a run up, then they can jump in front or on top of your player to get the ball. The best thing to do is to move the goalkeeper. You want to look at where this post is and where this interjects with this line, and you want to move your goalkeeper just about over there. So why over there? Well, this is three reasons for this. Number one, if your opponent tries to score a cheeky goal like this, most of your time the opponent will run back and defend the goal. If he tries to make a cross to someone on the near post angle anywhere like this, the goalkeeper will command, relatively speaking, this area. So the ball's anywhere in this area, 99.99% of the time the goalkeeper will win the ball. Even if you have the tallest player, I don't know who the tallest player in the game, maybe Zigic, I don't know if he still plays, but maybe even the tallest player still can't beat the goalkeeper because the goalkeeper can jump and then also punch the ball away. So the ball comes in this region, the goalkeeper will just basically punch the ball away. So how do you move the goalkeeper? You hold the right analog stick down and then you drag it along. So as you can see here, I'm moving my goalkeeper, hold the right analog stick down, so I click it in, so you hear the audible click. And then you move the goalkeeper, so I'm moving him to here, to this spot over there, and this is the efficiency spot. Now if your opponent tries to do something too quickly and tries to make a cross, the goalkeeper will move himself. This is the reason I want to show you this example, because I'm pretty sure you've seen all examples where the goalkeeper punches the ball out. We all know that does happen, but this example is where if your opponent tries to outsmart you, maybe tries to play a bit too quick, if you move the goalkeeper, let go of the right analog stick as soon as he kicks the ball, then the goalkeeper realizes he's out of position. Then the game will decide at this point, can he statistically reach the ball before the opponent can. If the game deems that, don't forget the game doesn't make mistakes, this is basically computed in the actual game algorithm. If the goalkeeper can reach the ball first, he'll automatically go and punch it away. If he can't, he'll retreat back. So this way you can worry about using a defender to defend. As you can see in this situation, ball comes out, goalkeeper's too far away, and you can see he returns back to his box. Obviously the taller the goalkeeper is, the better the reach they do have. To try to find a goalkeeper who is around 6'5" and above is a good example. Just to give you another example of how it really looks, let's say for example in this clip over here, we're going to skip to the end, to this section. As you can see over here, my opponent gets a corner, and you can see the exact same thing here. Literally bring the goalkeeper out from the goal line, move him to the kind of the edge where the post and that 6-yard box intersects, and then I also move another player there. I leave him there, I don't let go of the right analog stick. The goalkeeper, even at this situation, now truthfully speaking, sometimes the goalkeeper should get the ball, but sometimes, as you can see, the goalkeeper wasn't too sure and he runs back into his own box. But most of the time in these situations, the goalkeeper does come and punch around. Pretty sure you've seen that loads of times, but I just wanted to show you the discrepancies, and that is one way you can definitely concede less corners. Another very common mistake I see is players too much of the time they hold the run button too much. And the best way I can explain to you in these situations is to show you a key pivotal scenario. As you can see here, I lose the ball. Unfortunately, it's offside. I go and I intercept, and I presume where the pass is going to be. I get the ball, but because I'm holding the run button, my player takes a heavy touch and the ball goes away. The reason I wanted to show you this small chance, which you might think doesn't happen that often, is because these are the certain things that can either solidify a game to make it 2-0, or for you to come back in a game, or even for you to guarantee the win. Generally speaking, when you're in the final third, you don't want to be you don't want to be running with the ball. You can see when I'm building up with my players, I'm never holding the run button. Why? Because when you hold the run button, you can't do skill moves. Every action that you do, let's say you make a pass, let's say you try to do a through ball, everything becomes more inaccurate if you hold the run button. In fact, I would suggest barring yourself from using the run button even in your opponent's half if you do struggle. If you're in a situation like this, and let's say you get the ball and you're in a situation like this where your opponent is behind you and you're not too sure, most of the time if you just walk towards the goal and your opponent is behind you, he shouldn't be able to get the ball off you, because your body frame will naturally protect the ball. And no matter what anyone else tells you, there is no way someone can make a tackle from behind, only if they're basically alongside you. The best other bet I would say is if you run away from goal and then you try to go for a near post angle. That might be the only situation where you might be worrying that, okay, he might come towards me. Then you can basically run away. But if you go towards goal, that's the closest point from your player to the goalkeeper. There's a high chance going to intercept it if you do take a heavy touch. So you can see over here, even though I held the run button much more earlier, you can see my opponent intercepted the ball, well, the goalkeeper did automatically because the touch was too heavy. So what I should have done over here is I should have kept running this way, and then I could have gone to that situation, and then don't forget I could have done a fake shot, and then I could have gone to a near post angle and could have then scored a goal. So in all these situations, if you're not sure, don't hold the run button. You can always try to fix situation after, but do not waste a situation, or especially consider opportunity at the second it's actually happening, because obviously that is the biggest risk. So whenever you get the ball, stop holding the run button. You can only hold the run button when you're defending or when you're trying to cut a passing lane. Here's one example I want to show you where I don't run with the ball. I'm here to take a touch with Overmars. I then make a through ball to Neymar. Now initially I make a run, but I see the goalkeeper's far away. Then I let go of the run button once I moved away from goal, and then I try to do a fake shot. And in all honesty, I could have just shot here to score a goal. But you know, me being me, I like to score those spectacular goals and try to beat every single player, but I do lose the ball. But that moves on to a second point. What if you're defending and your opponent is behind you and you're worried that you can't get in front? Well, there's two ways to resolve this. Number one is that when you're running backwards, you just run back completely. Don't try to cut the passing lane. If you haven't got a fullback here, you just run back. Don't try to run and jockey. Just run back, get in front of him, and then recover after. Don't try doing anything, I would say, tricky if you haven't got a fullback. Because I got a fullback, and that is Kamara, I try to take a risk and I try to think that I could outrun it. So here I ran it. Now this is the thing, my opponent is behind me. So one thing that you can do is jostle for the ball. Is essentially you hold the L2 button when you're running. Now I wouldn't recommend this because most of the time I really do think this in fact slows you down because you stick your arm out and sometimes you try to match make with your opponent. In my opinion, just hold the run button, take a touch away from goal, away from your opponent, so whoever is over there, take a touch away, then go back to the goalkeeper. What you can do is you can hold the L2 button, and what that does is it lets a player who has the ball basically jostle for it. So imagine like real life, you're running behind someone and trying to shoulder to shoulder barge them. Jostle basically just puts your hand out, stop him running in front. So you can hold the L2 button. As you can see, I'm jostling for the ball. And you can see even someone like Kamara, who's 5'6", I jostled for the ball, I won it fairly, and it wasn't even considered a foul. So that's one that you can do, is jostle for the ball by simply holding the L2 button. It's not that a common feature, but it can be used if you're both running for the ball. One of the final examples I wanted to go over is tactical fouls. Now, this situation, as you can see, is 81 minutes. Unfortunately, I'm coming to a stage now where I'm winning. Now, there was a chance for me to make a pass. I shouldn't have made it, in all honesty. I shouldn't have lofted pass here, or at least a double triangle or something that had at least height and of course increased velocity, because obviously the trajectory of being just straight on the ground is very, very risky. I could have even done a ball roll and made a pass, but sometimes we all make mistakes. These are things that happen. Now, when you're coming towards the last minute of the game, you want to go to defensive state. As you can see, I'm playing 3 defenders. So the first thing was I tried to change the defensive formation, as you can see over here. But because the ball didn't go out of play, my players still stayed in a 3-5-2 formation or a very attacking formation. So here you can see I'm outnumbered. The best advice I can ever give to you is just run back. Now, sometimes you might be running back, but you're not 100% sure. You're worried that it's 82 minutes. You're not too sure what's he going to do. You're worried that, okay, he might get the ball. He might wait for plays to overlap. Maybe he's got fast ball at play. No matter what, you're not too sure. The best advice I can say to you is just take a tactical foul. It's better for you to take a yellow card, especially if players are out of position. You know your CDMs are just so far away. Just take the yellow card and then ask questions. You can see, for example, like here, Dalglish gets the ball and I just foul him straight away. Now, if I didn't foul him, there is a chance that De Bruyne could have had a 1v1 situation if this was Team of the Year De Bruyne, and he could have done like a heel to heel, gone past me, and then he could have taken a shot across goal. Then he could have potentially won the game. So you got to be very, very smart in these situations. If you're not sure, just bring him down. You can see over here, I wasn't too sure. I brought him down with a simple slide cycle, the most easiest and effective way. The way I slid as well is I slid where the ball is going to be. So you see, I didn't slide at Dalglish completely. I kind of just slid just in front. So I'm still going for the ball in some respect, but I'm also sliding in front that way. I prevent the pass that way. I suppose you can say, if, for example, the pass goes through, sometimes the referee might play on. But by sliding in front, presuming he's going to pass to the only striker, I kind of go in front of the ball, try to get the ball. If I don't get it, then it's a yellow card. So it's kind of like a tactical foul, but one where you kind of go for the ball. And that way, when you do make the foul, don't forget, you just get the yellow card, and then play resets again with all your players behind the ball. Yes, it's a free kick, but the chance of scoring from far outside the box with a free kick is much lower than an attacking situation in the final minutes. One of the final situations I wanted to show you is a game where we're winning 3-2, as you can see, and then what I would say is don't do anything stupid. You can see, for example, I have not changed the defensive formation yet. I'm not too sure, and you can see this is not an example where I use a slide tackle, I run in front, so that way if he tries to make a through ball, my player will still get the ball. Worst case scenario, I bring him down and it's a yellow card. In this situation, best case scenario, I actually win the ball. And don't try to be, don't try to be nice. I do it when I'm streaming, and I do it when I play, because I don't like to waste time. But the truth is, just play very, very smart. When you come towards the end of the game, there's nothing wrong of passing the ball around to prevent team press in the 88th minute. You can use hug the sidelines to aid you, as you can see over there. That's completely fine. You can use hug the sidelines if you want to. In this situation, I do turn it on. There's nothing wrong with doing this. If you do this at 60, 70 minutes, yes, that's an issue. But when it comes to the last 5 minutes of the game, just play it smart. Even if your opponent does an offside trap and he tries to run forward, do not try to make a through ball in behind. Too many times I see a lot of gold tier players, even silver players, they think, oh my god, this player is through, let me score a goal, I can make it 4-2. But if your opponent gets the ball then and he goes back, it could be 3-3. So even there's a chance for me to pass to Ronaldo, you can see that I instead opt to go backwards, recycle the ball and play it safe. The most important thing is playing it safe. Always make sure you have the complete control. When you have the ball in these situations, you're not sure what to do, get the ball, don't force the ball inwards. Once it's kind of like 91 minutes and then you have, for example, +2 and you know the game's definitely going to end, then of course you can go to like here, and you even if it doesn't work out, and at this time the game was going to end anyway. Unfortunately, it was a really, really good AI block, but you can see the game ended anyway. But anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this quick, well, it wasn't really a quick video, but it's a couple of examples where I think mistakes a lot of lower tier players do make. Hope you learned a few things from this video. And don't forget, I do a Patreon series. If you do want to get better at FIFA, I do, of course, a Patreon series where you can learn more information. Will be there in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.